from that last set. This is going to be an exciting one between the new and rebuilt Bobcats, the #1 overall seed in the MAAC conference, undefeated through MAAC conference play, going up against the 8th seed, the kind of rebuilt, refurbished Niagara Purple Eagles, trying to make their way here in this MAAC conference. We were talking about it off stream, but Quinnipiac, they've looked so clean all season, and Niagara, they have gone through the ringer this season, but it's because they have been on the rebuild. This roster is completely reformed from last season, and we have watched them grow and compete through the last 14 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie. Week 1 Niagara was not looking amazing, but they've made a lot of strides, and you can put them to the test here against Quinnipiac, but Quinnipiac has bested Titans. You're going to need a lot more than just a little bit of improvement to take them down. What can Niagara bring to the table? That's the question.
Oh, question on
maybe an edge guard right here.
Woo. This is Boshi Koopa for the side of Niagara on the Donkey Kong, going up against Mr. Purple on the Nest. Mr. Purple, the captain of this Quinnipiac roster, so Bobcats starting off strong. So is Boshi Koopa on the flip side. He has kind of been the captain of this Niagara team from week 1, but we've seen this Donkey Kong tend to struggle in similar matchups. That being said, things relatively even off the start here. Mr. Purple's got to play very carefully. These tanky, heavy characters, they pack a punch with the few hits that they can get in on these light and floaty nest-like characters.
And that up B out of shield right there is actually going to give Boshi Koopa the stock lead against the captain of Quinnipiac. I was talking about improvements, but this is unheard of right here. I mean, it's still very even, don't get me wrong, as with that knocking you up, but actually 2 high percents to follow up with an up air, finally finish off the stock, it's dead even.
A quick combo there from Boshi Koopa. Couldn't get too much after that forward throw, so just taking some sage positioning, but they are ever so careful right now. They know that Mr. Purple loves to use these side Bs to try and break through, start up a combo, or break neutral in general. And Donkey Kong doesn't have a great answer to projectiles in general, so they are ever aware, and you can tell those dashes back and dashes forward are just for almost that move alone, and now they're at 84% playing around these platforms because of it.
Yeah, it's so tough to get land again. I mean, you don't want to go right to ledge because that lets Nest be like, okay, I'm just going to use my up smash at ledge. So you try and go up occasionally to mix them up, make them a little scared to go for that option. But with that rage, that was scary. That's not going to kill. This ain't Smash 4, but it's still so tough to try and find your way through this wall. The back are actually going to call out the jump. They missed the full spike. Oh, that's heartbreaking. But they continue the edge guard right here, trying to finish them off, and you're not actually able to make it back. Boshi Koopa maintains the lead.
123, but he's working on borrowed time here. Ness has a lot of kill power in their kit. They armored through with the neutral beat. That was such a smart move. A get out of jail free card there, used by Boshi Koopa to keep him alive on the stock, and now a chance to earn some extra credit. 173 means really any stray strong hit should do it, but he is surviving nearly 200%. That yo-yo's not close enough to the ledge, so Boshi Koopa will make it back, and he armors through once again, but that will be the stock. Couldn't quite clip him with that up B on the ground, and therefore it is back to an even game.
Already, look at this, the damage racking up. The Wizard of PK Fire right here as they're able to get through. 77%. And even with these nice B reverse landings to mix up when you hit the ground, you're still unable to deal with this relatively slow-moving projectile, and that's worse because it means you have to deal with it for so much longer. There's even more coming out. One big opening. That is all you really need, though, is DK.
How does Boshi Koopa find a way back to stage? There he does. He finds the forward air. Big forward air at that. But Mr. Purple will be able to make it back to stage, and Boshi Koopa, you can tell he's starting to get aggressive. He wants to find a way to take this stock and take it now. 76. He's got Mr. Purple along the ledge here. DK continuing to clap, but nope, won't find that that shield break quite yet. The side B did so much shield pressure. Mr. Purple has to play very carefully. There's the shield break. Boshi Koopa Does he turn around in time? Yes, he does. And game 1 goes to the Purple Eagles.
Unbelievable. Sees Mr. Purple, picks up the DK and says, nah. I'm Mr. Purple in this house. Like, are you kidding me? You're able to get an upset over the captain? I mean, obviously, it's just game 1 of the set, and we are seeing some huge adaptations of Mr. Purple towards the end right there, but this proves why heavies are so powerful in this game. I mean, they still get comboed to all heck, but one opening is all you need. One swing is all you need to turn things in your favor if you're Niagara.
The heavy characters in this game are all just so threatening for that very reason. The one opening they get can just be so damaging, and you saw that first side B landed, and Mr. Purple immediately went, oh no, this is a problem. And he spent a little bit of time off stage, but then the second one lands, and at that point, you know it's done over and dusted. So great stuff to Boshi Koopa to take game number 1. But this is the critical moment for Niagara. Can you take the set? Remember, Boshi Koopa is the captain of this team, going up against his counterpart, really, in the captain of Niagara. And Boshi Koopa has struggled in moments like this, where he has the early lead, but then the adaptations come through. This heavy character can get beaten up on for things like that. That recovery is very susceptible, and he ate nearly 85% for it.
But Soy, they saved their jump through all of that, and that lets them get back on. And again, this is a pretty identical situation to what we saw before. That time, though, instead of trying to read with the up air that would have gotten air dodged anyway, they try and catch the landing with a forward smash. You can see Mr. Purple already with huge adaptations, and Boshi Koopa can't even lay a big old finger on him.
Barely scratched in that first stock was Mr. Purple, but now you're starting to see Boshi Koopa starting to find some strings of his own, but now here comes all that shield pressure that Mr. Purple is applying. It's getting a lot of mileage for himself. Quick 56 racked up after that first initial combo by Boshi Koopa on this stock. Now 81, and a tough place for Boshi Koopa to be is this corner. Hard to escape around that platform. Mr. Purple can play around it as well now as he is pushed to the edge of the stage. Dash attack won't land, but the forward tilt will, and now both of these players in that kind of threatening percent where you're starting to get to these percents where it is a KO that could happen at any moment. This is a back throw, but the weight of DK coming in clutch there.
Calling them out with that up air right there. Mr. Purple looking to take us to a game 3, and a game 3 in style. That get off me tool in the ground slam is going to buy you some time, buy you some room, but you need more than that. The little sharp right there gets you out of the bury as well. Now, take a look at this. You're trying to get over to that center stage. Oh, they're just trying to get right off towards the edge guard. They're like, okay, what do I want to do with this? They literally looked to right and left before tossing that child off the edge.
The down throw wouldn't do it quite yet, but maybe something like cargo back throw could do it at this percentage at 148. Just the monkey foot will do it. The back air connects, and that is stock number 1 off the board. Mr. Purple here in game number 2. But still a lot of work to be done. The punch, that will get a quick 35%. That moved us so much, but there's nowhere to go, and the side B connects, and it's the forward smash to seal the deal in game number 2.
So I can't believe how much of a swing that is. You called it out, though. In these game 1s, Boshi Koopa often gets a nice edge, and then, well, as we can see, the adaptations are called out. You're able to see the punish as well is getting more and more on point. In game 1, they were getting like 70, like 60% strings. Now the strings are going to death at times.
And that is kind of the danger of a matchup like this, right? The heavy hitters, that is their signature. They can survive, for very long periods of time, but against some characters that just have the combo game on point, it feels like almost a cutscene. That's not quite what Ness is, but you're seeing this heavy body just doesn't have anywhere to go against all of the projectiles and all of the multi-hits that Mr. Purple is throwing out, and he's been able to take full advantage of it. Now Boshi Koopa, when he finds the quick combo, you can see what he can do, but the problem is those opportunities are now few and far between. Boshi Koopa really has to step up his defensive play if he's going to find a way to take the set.
Oh, they're trying to take this all the way off. They know the edge guards are where this game will be won. They haven't really gotten any big spikes yet, but they've certainly gotten close. If you're able to read how they're getting back to stage after you cargo throw them off, then maybe you can get, well, the big swings that you need to take this matchup.
I really like some of the ideas we're seeing from Boshi Koopa, not only in things like that, the up B to armor through and break through neutral, but you even saw in that edgeguard attempt, he jumped off the ledge and forward aired back trying to catch the angled recovery of Mr. Purple, but now he's in a bit of a pickle at 153. The back throw, that is just enough to do it, so first stock off the board of Boshi Koopa. And Mr. Purple already working away at the second one. Wanted the side magnet to follow up there to get that little bit of extra percent, but could not do so.
Up B out of that combo? Wow, that is not something I expected, but this up B has been the big swing right here. You're able to get that out of shield option, get the kill, and now the spike though. Ooh, spike into up air. That's a lot of meaty damage right there with the PSI.
That punch will be used, and so that will come off the board for a little bit. Not a lot of time. Oh, I like the idea. Is this a reversal? No, they both make it back to stage. Boshi Koopa feeling it. He knew he had the opportunity, and then Mr. Purple nearly able to capitalize off the back of it, but through all of that, they both survive, but now it is Boshi Koopa once again. The pressure is on him to make a play at 131 right now. How does he find a way back to stage? All this pressure, that forward air just does so much work for Mr. Purple. That multi-hit covers so much, and so does that yo-yo, clipping the ledge and taking the stock.
An up smash, give you the clap. They went for another one right there, and now you've got Ness off stage. No double jump though, and oh, the neutral get up red. It's an even game, Soy. This could be a huge upset right here. And if Boshi Koopa is able to get this initial win, what does that say about the rest of the set? I don't know.
It all comes down to this stock for this first set. Can Boshi Koopa find this victory over the captain? He has some openings here, stringing together some back airs. That was almost an S without a jump for a moment, I thought, but nearly finding that forward smash again. He pulls the trigger on the up B, but this is a big turnaround. The back throw, low recovery, won't be able to get sniped out quite yet by Mr. Purple, as the percents are relatively even, but we do know that these heavy characters can live for a little bit longer. 69% on Mr. Purple to the 66 of Boshi Koopa, but these side Bs, again, so threatening. Wanted the side B of his own, pulled the trigger, but again, can't armor through all of those multi-hits. Now Mr. Purple at 92. How does he break through? What combo is he looking for? What's the move that's going to break this ice?
Look at the lack of overcommitments right there. They're whiff punishing Ness, one of these disjointed characters. They're actually managing to do it so well, anti-airing them, up-being them at ledge. Mr. Purple now has to get back there, but going off, I was saying a lack of overcommitments, but you make one mistake. You slip on the banana peel straight off the side, and Ness is gonna back air you straight into the blast zone. The awareness from Mr. Purple to get that pickup. Whew, I can't believe that.
A scary, scary moment for Mr. Purple, and I have to wonder here, he doesn't up air as he drops down from the ledge to go for this edge guard, and I'm not sure if that was intended or not, because an up air seems like an odd spot to throw out that move. Might have been looking for something like Nair on the runoff, but either way, the quick instincts of Mr. Purple to recognize, hey, that up air has got a little bit of lag to it. It's not going to hit me if I'm recovering low. This hitbox will work if I get that back air out in time, and he gets the sweet spot down in the bubble to seal away that first set. So with that, it is a minimal victory for the side of the Bobcats, but they do get the 4 points on the board to take the lead 4-1 through this first set. But if that is how the first set is going to play out between these schools, this may not be as much of a cakewalk as it was the first time these two teams met.
Yeah, and, well, speaking of a cakewalk, we've got Soul Cake walking out here, and, well, from Quinnipiac, they have been one of the, again, I hesitate to make any calls like, oh, online, blah, 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 but online, as we've seen, is a decent indicator of how well these teams are going to be doing, and Soulcake in particular has been very consistent with 2 top-tier characters, Joker and Sonic. Offline, I expect they're going to stick with the Joker because, come on, Joker offline, it's like silk.
And just in case you are wondering, we are running 2 streams for this event. The other event going on right now, Overwatch for the MAAC Championship. Be sure to check out Mainline Esports on Twitch TV if you are curious about the Overwatch stream and how that's going. This is a live feed for now, but we will be getting right back into our matchup here. Here's another look at that rule set if you're just now tuning in. Every single stock matters in this format. You get a point for every stock remaining at the end of each game. Each set played between each player is a best of 3, and if you win that set, you get an additional 2 points. That's why your current scoreline, despite everything being a 1 stock victory between the 2 of them, is a 4-1 lead for the Bobcats.
Yeah, as now the opponent is going to be Red Saw up against Soulcake, and now this is where it gets tricky, because online Niagara has not been doing amazing. However, after that performance, you cannot be sure if that is going to stay the case. Now, here's the thing. Red Saw, as you called out to me, has been one of the more consistent offline or online players for Niagara University.
Yes, no, Red Saw is kind of the shining star of this Niagara team as the season has gone on. Multiple set wins. They beat Starukami, Cozy Wrath, Simpabam, who is on this Quinnipiac roster as well. So they have been the kind of go-to player for moments like this to try and respond back for the Purple Eagles. We've seen both Sora and Bowser from them in the past, kind of traded off depending on the matchup, so curious to see which one they opt for here, knowing that they're likely going against a Joker or a Sonic. And even for the case of Soulcake, like you said, the Joker online may or may not have its inconsistencies, but in LAN it is a very consistent character. But we've mostly seen Soulcake, the Sonic, we've mostly seen Soulcake rock this Sonic because Sonic has been out for longer, all the way since, I believe, Brawl days. So, the Sonic being locked in here, and it is the Bowser being locked in for Red Saw as well. So, curious to see how these 2 play it out. Soulcake, I think, is one of the most improved players on this Quinnipiac roster from last season, but Red Saw also, as we've mentioned, has his own moments.
Yeah, and the one thing is, a lot of these multi-hits, Bowser at low percents can sometimes through them. However, at this time, these pokes have been so hard to deal with. You're getting a couple counter hits, but now as you get out of these lower percents where you can get, counter hits, it can get a little tougher as you're trying to play around this full hop, around this short hop, but it's so elusive. Soulcake will not let themselves be touched.
That shield got awfully low. Oh, that was a big parry too from Red Saw as they're both still working their way around this first stock. The spring actually connects, and they wanted the spike, but it did not land. The up B just able to clip Soulcake in time. Now Soulcake actually going to lose their stock here to the neutral get up. That forward air deceptively strong.
Yeah, and that is what we mean when we say heavies are swingy characters. I mean, Niagara, as you can see, some amazing heavy players thus far, and all you need is one correct guess. And, oh my word, that's just going to be dead, I think. Oh, but not being able to turn it around, it does not matter. With full raging, full charge F smash, will finish them off. And right now, Red Saw, up 2 stocks to 1.
You were talking about how all it really takes is one hit. How about one down B? That shield was practically full health for the side of Soulcake, and that down B still broke the shield, and he was able to capitalize off the back of it. And so now a lead for Red Saw here against Soulcake, and that neutral B also doing so much work. It stops a lot of the kind of uncharged momentum there from that side B that we know Sonics love to use on that spin dash, and because of that, Soul Cake's at 106, and against Bowser, that feels like you're working on borrowed time. The back air connects, and that's going to be game number 1 going in Niagara's favor.
And look at Niagara popping off. They know that they just hit gold, the jackpot, all 7s right here. As, I mean, up against Quinnipiac, it's possible that, well, Quinnipiac, when they prepare for an event, they probably look at, okay, who is our biggest threat? And they look at them. They weren't ready for the 8th seed right here. If Niagara came with enough preparation, they could easily get some. Look how close these have all been.
It's really something else to watch. I mean, you and I both, we got to see them week 1 against Marist, where they gave up a 30-point game, and it did not, it didn't look all that great. But since then, the improvements that they've made over the season, you're seeing so much, growth from each individual player just overall throughout this season. Things that we didn't see before. You're seeing the bread and butter combos start to come online. You're starting to see Red Saw take games off of key players for Quinnipiac. Soul Cake, again, I called him one of the most improved players of this roster, and yet here he is getting shield broken by this Bowser. That is a huge step up for this team that lacked experience coming into the season. Here they are going toe-to-toe with the number 1 seed.
Yeah, and now, I feel like that Flame Breath is one of the key things you've got to keep an eye on, because it racks up the damage, and it doesn't find kills. It'll never find kills. But what it does is it puts you in the range where one correct guess will win you that stock.
36% right now on Soul Cake, and small battlefield here at the site of game number 2, and you can tell Soul Cake really stepping up here. 112 right now onto this Bowser. Red Saw really struggling to find his footing here. Soul Cake in solid control, wants that forward smash, won't find it. The down smash connects off the whiff punish. What a bait and play there by Soul Cake.
Look at this combo game, 56% off of that one little string, and now, I mean, I was talking about how Soul Cake was getting put in that percent. Oh no! Possibly a mistake right there that could be their doom, but landing with that aerial does give you the opportunity to keep up the pressure on Red Saw.
Just so many quick follow-ups from Soul Cake. Just the moment you think you have a window, it is quickly and cleanly closed away. Got the drag down of Fair, kind of an awkward hitbox, but they will get away with it for now. And Red Saw now forced back, and he will be able to grab the ledge in time. And Soul Cake pushed off stage once again now. Neutral B will stall him out for only a moment, but now you're seeing more and more trades. An aggressive down air ends up landing, but Soul Cake, you're seeing how close he is to landing some of these reads. He wants that forward smash, and it feels like it's only a matter of time before it lands.
Oh, as you don't get the tech right there, and the mash isn't right now. Ooh, Red Saw down. Red Saw down significantly, but you're able to get this. Maybe something can come of it. Thus far, though. Okay, you're at least able to get the stock on the board. No 3 stock. And we've seen how quick Red Saw can get stock, so there's definitely an opportunity here, Soy. But I'm not sure how... Ooh, I take it all back. Because one Nair, one Flame Breath, and you might just be in kill percent and get the kill. One Nair, one Flame Breath.
80% right now on Soul Cake. This is where things start to get a little dangerous for him, because that combo will land. This is a decent amount of rage on Red Saw if he can make it back, but he won't get the tech. There won't be a chance to make that comeback. Soul Cake takes game 2 via 2 stock.
And Boshi Koopa, you can see. Oh, yep. Make sure you hydrate. Hydration's important. Producer was yelling at us before. Gotta drink your water. But either way, that is what they're going to be doing. You need to cool down. You need to be ready. That was definitely cool, calm, calculated gameplay we saw. I mean, literally, Soul Cake is just sitting on the side platform, shield up, waiting for Boshi Koopa to pick an option. They're not threatening them. They're not going for the up air because they've already conditioned them to think that they need to throw out an option. And then when they get when Boshikupa picks an option, when they down air out of disadvantage, that is when Red Sol gets their massive punishes.
You saw that a lot in this game in particular. Quinnipiac, they get 2 points back on the board, so they extend their lead, and now we have another game 3 between these two schools. Red Saw, again, one of the heavy hitters of this Niagara roster here in this second set. We'll see what he can do here. PS2, the site of game number 3. I'm curious to see what adaptations he makes, if he can find more of those windows to try and bring this back, or will Soulcake control the pace like he did in game number 2?
Yeah, not able to get your initial throws follow-ups. However, oh, they just went for that super armor. That up smash does have super armor, so it can be a good option, but Sonic can just keep charging that spin dash. Like, he doesn't have to run in, he can just wait for the up smash to come out and then punish you.
Red Saw recovering low here at 110, but he gets the grab, back throw. This is a tricky spot for Soulcake to be in. I like the idea, actually, of that neutral B, but a smart recovery there by Soulcake to just approach immediately and get him out of trouble. And he's going to land the up smash, but it won't take the stock quite yet. He survives here. This is going to be a down throw, followed up, wants that forward smash, but he can't land it quite yet. Red Saw, actually off the bounce, off the footstool, is going to be able to take that first stock, but another trade where the forward smash doesn't connect, the down smash will, and things are back to even.
Oh, these up throws, though, they're chunking on that damage. They've gotten up throw into up throw twice. I mean, they're so good at getting those landing catch. Oh, this is huge damage. That was like 34% just from that one move, and now you're in kill percent at ledge against Bowser. Your landing is called out. How are you going to get back in the air dodge? That's not going to be it. 132. Can you get the stock? Can you get the finisher?
Oh, you're seeing time and time again, Soulcake, he wants those edge guards on those down airs. He wants the spike, but every time he does so, he can't get back in time, and Red Saw's been able to punish, and that stock goes off the board, and now Soulcake is on his last stock.
You can see, oh, bounced up by that spring. You're actually able to get that landing there. Oh, that leads to so much damage if you can get every hit of it. And now, look at this. Calling out these options on platforms, but that forward smash has almost no lag on it. The down D again knows not to shield this time because that would have just been your stock, but you're still at such a deficit.
Soulcake is slowly working away at this stock here of Red Saw, playing around the spring on the platform, but he'll have to opt away from that neutral B. Kind of the neutral breaker right now for Red Saw. Dips low, able to recover once again. Down air lands. Quinnipiac gotta play careful here. Soulcake's at 93. Sonic's a relatively light character. Bowser's a heavy, but the forward smash, there it is. It finally lands, and it takes the stock. We're down to last stocks here.
Yeah, they've been going unpunished for that forward smash the entire match, and so obviously they just want to go in there. They went for it all, though, and one spike answered by another. Soulcake taken down, and that will be Red Saw getting a win on the board for Niagara University.
What a reversal. You saw Soulcake go for the spike in that moment. The spin dash got him knocked up, but just too far of a fadeaway there, and the down air from Soulcake doesn't land, and the instant reversal from Red Saw. I mean, those spike hitboxes I think are only active at the startup of that move. The fact that the first one missed and the second one just barely landed is incredible. As we take a look at the bracket here, the important thing to note about this matchup, you're seeing Quinnipiac and Niagara at the top of this matchup. It is not the case if Niagara were to get this upset that they would play against Maris. If they advance, whoever wins, they play against Manhattan. It is not always going to be the highest seed versus the lowest seed. So the winner of this, they get to play the Jaspers, who we just saw beat Iona. And the way things are going, it is anyone's game.
Literally dead even in game 2. Sometimes you get like an initial opening and you're like, okay, game 1, blah, 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 course correct, and now we are the better team, we're just gonna win. That's one of, I mean, according to our data, Soulcake is 7-2 right now. They are a very consistent player, and the fact that they're able to be upset in this LAN environment shows that Niagara came prepared. They are ready for this. They're ready for this win. They're bloodthirsty. Can you imagine? Literally, I will say, I guarantee you every team in that venue is a Niagara fan right now because they do not want to play Quinnipiac. They want Niagara to get this upset so that Quinnipiac is out of the bracket, but Quinnipiac is not going to make it easy on them.
Quinnipiac, again, undefeated in MAAC conference play, 9-0, including their win last week. I mean, this is going to be a tall order for Niagara to pull off, but so far through 2, they've kept things even. Players have been locked in for round number 3. You're seeing on stage, it is Billy Shilly going up against Crispy. Crispy is another player for Niagara that we've talked about, has gone through kind of a gauntlet of characters. We've seen Incineroar, Terry, Crom, Sora, and even Ike in the past. You know, it's sort of a jack of all trades kind of key here for Crispy. Crisis also kind of in that crew for the side of Niagara. Curious to see which one they opt for today. Billy Shilly on the flip side of that coin, 8-3 for this Bobcats roster, and he has been one of the most influential players. There are times when Billy Shilly is going in up against the anchors of some of these teams. They're putting him in the 3rd slot here to set a message to Niagara.
Yeah, if you are able to just get like a massive swing. I mean, we saw, who was it? Moat open with a double 3 stock and put 8 points on the board. That either lights a fire inside them or demoralizes them completely. You've got to have it be the former of the two. Or imagine the message it sends if you beat Billy Shilly too. Just saying, it's possible. I refuse to believe anything is impossible after what we've seen. This is going to be Sora versus Pokemon Trainer.
Sora versus Pokemon Trainer for this 3rd set between Niagara and Quinnipiac. Again, Billy Shilly is the Pokemon Trainer for the side of Quinnipiac. Niagara, this Sora, will have to see what it can get done. Sora is the newest character of the Smash Bros. Roster, and we've seen a couple players play Sora in the past, especially around the time of Sora's release, but we'll have to see how practiced this one is. Again, Crispy is the type of player that has kind of gone through a whole gauntlet of characters, so I'm curious to see what type of Sora they play. Right now, seemingly struggling in neutral against this Ivysaur.
Yeah, this counter has been the main opener, but once you get a better read on it, that's going to be so punished. As at this point, you can see Billy Shilly taking this slow, taking it cautious, because you don't want to overcommit against Sora, especially off stage. However, here we go. Now you get the read on them. They just jump in straight into your nair. Sora's going to make it back, but not if the spike is in their way.
Great spike there from Billy Shilly. Takes the first stock off the board, and that down air, it is the size of Alaska and some, but well read nonetheless. Actually, I like that tether too. That tether is deceptive. The fact that it can kind of snap to the ledge, even if you are above it, seemingly. Very well done by Billy Shilly, and you're seeing more and more of this PT from Billy Shilly. We also saw Pichu and a couple other characters from him in the past, but right now, the Pokemon Trainer looking very clean, but only for a moment. This is Charizard playing around at a high percent. Sora gets the grab, but can't get the follow-up off of it.
Yeah, and that hurts to see as Billy Shilly can get this edge guard. They want that Sonic Blade through there so bad, but they can't quite get it. Nice delay, changing up the angle as you go into it. But that Thundaga is going to catch that aggressive up B. Even with the super armor, you're not going to be able to survive. Ooh! Speaking of not being able to survive,
that is, wow. I'm shocked that up B killed. Either way, one that Billy Shilly will take. And look at this string, nearly finding another stock at 50. And the spike, oh, what a tech from Crispy. And he wanted a double dip, but he could not get the down air off in time. Crispy, what a tech to survive that spike.
Yeah, and now you actually keep them off stage trying to get this ledge trap, but that Shell Rush is actually going to get you through that. Now, calling out the fact that they know they're going for that counter. Billy Shilly looking for another spike right here, and Sora is going to make it back. Another one? Are they still going to make it back? Yes, they survived 2 Ivysaur down airs at over 100%. Sora busted. However, Billy Shilly even more broken.
I don't know what's crazier, the fact that Crispy is surviving these, edge guards, these spikes, or the fact that Billy Shilly is so consistent on this edge guard, just constantly finding the perfect time to go for those down airs. But this throw should do the trick. That is a 2-stock going in favor of Quinnipiac in game number 1.
Yep, adding even more points on the board. And like I said, Billy Shilly, a huge opportunity for a swing right here. If you're able to demoralize Niagara University, if you're able to break through and demolish them, then this could be the wake-up call. But, well, there were some moments where it did feel like I'm not going to call out and say that they're going to win outright, but Crispy is able to actually put a halt to a lot of Billy Shilly's momentum a couple times there. Surviving, I mean, their defense is impeccable between the techs and the way they were surviving off stage. They know how to use this character to survive.
They know how to survive, but the question is, can they find a way to take stocks off the board? I think that's the biggest question in my mind entering game number 2 here on PS2. It felt like they really struggled to break through neutral, but one of the things that I saw them do multiple times was this, the counter to say, get off me, Billy Shilly, you have to respect this move, but Billy Shilly just does not care. The nair into the up B, and it seals away the first stock.
Respect isn't even in Billy Shilly's vocabulary. Look at them. Do it cool. Do it nice. Do it practiced and clean. And get double spikes every single time you see that Sora at ledge. And a recovery most people don't even dare to challenge.
66 right now on Crispy. He'll be able to snap back to the ledge fairly cleanly, but look at how clean Billy Shilly is. Like you said, another down air. The side B's, that'll stop the tether. He's got to switch to Charizard. He'll flare blitz back and up B with another flare blitz from the ledge, and why not pull the trigger when you're feeling confident as Billy Shilly is right now? It's 3-1 and only 65, and now the combo strings start. The nair, but he falls out the wrong way, still gets the forward air, and the counter to reset.
Oh, and now, look at this. Just cleaving through them with these vines. The 3-hit combo will get them off of you. But every single time they throw out that Thundaga, usually the Great Wall, they're able to survive. They're able to get through it. Billy Shilly is just laughing at their attempts to put up a defense.
See if Crispy can get anything done here, but that forward air, that up B, not going to do it quite yet. Not strong enough of a hitbox. That Thundaga won't connect either. Kind of a tricky spot for Crispy to be in along this ledge. He'll side B across. The cross-up doesn't come through. It's a down smash to seal the deal, and it's a 3-stock for Billy Shilly.
7 points on the board for Quinnipiac University. Exactly what they needed. That's their balanced breakfast right there. I'll be honest, kind of unbalanced. The way that Pokemon trainer was stealing away stocks, the fact that they were so consistent with those down airs. I mean, a lot of credit to Billy Shilly. You're the one who actually needs to execute that. But yeah, Billy Shilly, man, look at those pop-offs. Look at that calm, cool, and collected persona that they're putting on. Beautiful.
I mean, this is a Quinnipiac roster that, let's not forget, they were in grand finals of the MAAC championship last year. They are a very scary team to go against overall. I mean, last season, this is such a changed roster. Last season, they were the team that was almost like, in EA Sports games, it's the even strength button. They played everyone so close. They had numerous games go to overtime, and then they were able to clutch it out in the MAAC final, the semifinal. They beat Maris to get there, and then, actually, I believe they beat St. Peter's, and then they kept it down to the wire with Siena in grand finals, and I don't think they've forgotten that moment. They've got a drive under them, especially the veterans like Billy Shilly, who were there last season. Players like Baco, who we might see coming up. You know, there are so many players, you know, on this Quinnipiac roster that have so much experience, and they want this MAAC championship, I think, more than anything. And Niagara is their first opponent. They've got a lot of work to do here. we'll have to see how Niagara responds. That was a big momentum swing in the Bobcats' favor. This fourth set, a pivotal one for the Purple Eagles.
Baco, keep your eyes on them. There are two top-level shulks in the EGF. One is all about precision, about fundamentals, about playing optimal. Another one is all about the swingy, clutch reads, and that's Baco. Baco has been hailed as one of the most celebrated. I think they were MVP last year, and beyond just that, they are also just considered to be one of the most hyped players in all of the EGF. They're going to be coming in here against Hypno 16, and we'll see how much mileage they're able to get for Quinnipiac, or if Hypno 16 can put them in their place for now.
We'll have to see Hypno 16 stepping in here for Niagara, but Baco, you are absolutely right. When he takes the stage, he is just something else to watch, because this shulk, time and time again last season, was the clutch factor. Whenever Quinnipiac was in a bind, whenever they were in a pickle, it was Baco who answered the call every single time, whatever they needed. Be it a set victory, a 3-stock victory, he answered the call. It was incredible to watch, and it was really kind of a breakout season for Baco. This season, he's taken a little bit of a step back, but it's mostly because Quinnipiac has allowed a little bit of their depth of their roster to show off, get a little bit more of the spotlight. Baco hasn't played every single week like he had to last split. Now we'll see what he can bring to the table up against Hypno 16's Pyramithra in their first LAN matchups.
A sortie fight, and Shulk, the one problem that many people cite that keeps him from being top tier is the fact that Shulk does not have a lot of fast buttons to get of them. They keep people from getting to them in the first place, but they can't really stop them. Mithra is amazing at just smothering you out. So there's a chance. But if you never get the chance to even start the smothering, then, I mean, how are you going to do that? Against Baco, it's going to be difficult.
If Baco wins this set, Niagara will be eliminated, and if there was ever a player to do it, Baco would be the one, and you're seeing why. What a clean edge guard, the counter into the down air, and only 27% to his name.
If there is one thing you do not have to respect about Pyramithra, it is the recovery. You're never really in that much danger, and if you're right, if you're careful, you're able to just follow them off stage. It's not like Crom where they have super armor. No, you're just going to smack them again and again and again and eliminate them handedly.
I mean, Pyramithra, this recovery, you have to have your jump. For moments like this, that's going to be it. Mithra's not going to be able to make it back. And a quick 3-stock from Baco to open up game number 1.
That almost fits in a clip. Like, it's like 10 seconds off of fitting in a clip right there. That was beautiful right there. And Baco demonstrated just how, I mean, practiced they are, but not just practiced. They're clean. They're deadly. Like, that was efficiency at its finest. They're like, every single hit was looking for a kill.
And that is the danger of Baco. And I was going to say, you were talking about, you know, how you don't have to respect Pyramithra's recovery. I almost think of it like Cloud or like a couple other characters that kind of need their jump in order to recover. Pyramithra I put in that category because you see what happens when you don't have your jump. It's a very linear recovery, and it's very susceptible to things like what Shulk can do and what Baco has done time and time again. The drop zone fair, it just covers so much space. It's so difficult, and that's something that Hypno 16 has to watch out for.
Is already, if you look at this, Baco gets the initial lead, a nice opportunity there, but Shulk can use that shield arc out of hits you don't know, and that does give them the opportunity to escape. Though, that is a nice bit of opening right there. The initial lead going towards Hypno 16, but now they're in the air above Shulk. That's where it becomes difficult.
Percent's relatively even here through this first stock, but that's a dangerous spot for Hypno 16. They side B, and I think they wanted the up B there to try and get back to stage. but Bako looked like he had just about everything covered. He ends up getting the forward smash off of this. This is a lot more extra percent, and now that Buster's online, look at the percent begin to rack up. That up air does so much, and the whiff means the back throw again. The down smash also connects. He's up to 110. That neutral B's not going to land. That down smash nearly takes the stock, and Bako has full control here, up 3-1.
Yeah, they let them get a couple hits in. Hypno, those were well earned. But now it's Bako's time to shine as they're going in with the shield art, understanding that, hey, I need to tank a couple hits, but now it's time for some damage. Down throw forward tilt, guaranteed damage, 50%, and let's stack some more on for good measure, why don't we? With that up air, you're already in kill percent, and as soon as the smash art comes out and sends you off the top, that'll be Bako with a clean 8 points on the board for Quinnipiac, showing why they are our number 1 seed in the MAAC.
This team is so scary and so talented, and you're seeing why. It's players like Bako who step up time and time again, and what a start for the Bobcats here. Like we said, they have been, the team to watch for in the MAAC conference, going 9-0, and Bako a huge reason why. Double 3 stocks, the maximum amount of points you can earned in a set that was very critical. Remember, Niagara had to win that set to stay alive, and Bako shut them down completely. So with that, Quinnipiac will be advancing, but we will still play out our final round between these two schools. Just seeing who we'll get for those last couple of players. I believe we're getting those players locked in now. Grit is going to be locked in, it looks like, for the side of Quinnipiac. He'll be going up against King Gelato. Now, King Gelato, I'm not quite familiar exactly with who they play, but for the opposition, Grit is a player I'm excited to see here at this LAN. He is brand new to the Quinnipiac roster and undefeated through his regular season play on Bowser Jr., a character we really haven't seen all that much here in the EGF.
Yeah, Quinnipiac right here. I mean, 4 Wi-Fi right there is the tag that they're coming out on. That's where you got your start. So, hey, you gotta give props, gotta give shout-outs to them, but either way, this is just a trailer. This is a hype reel. This is a sizzle reel for what Quinnipiac has in store for later in the MAAC, presented by EGF and the Showboat Hotel in Atlantic City, of course.
We'll have to see what the plan is going into this set. Again, Quinnipiac, they've got the win, and these are critical moments for both of these teams because, this type of experience on a stage, in front of, both teams, it's very difficult to try and replicate something like this. This experience is invaluable for, the careers going forward. Is something that is just hard to recreate. And so I think this is why you're seeing a player like Grit, despite the win being secured. Grit is, new to this roster, new to this scene, so get him on the stage, get him that experience, get him comfortable, because it only gets more difficult from here on out.
Yeah. Now, Bowser Jr. versus Kirby, a battle of the smalls. Now, Kirby, I called out earlier with Crimson that amazing ground game. It's going to be tough to deal with the burst option that is the Clown Car side B. However, it's not uncontestable. King Gelato definitely has some tools, specifically just shielding it, to stuff it out. Now, these up air chains, though, Kirby does have a little bit of trouble landing. You're going to see that pattern coming out, probably.
Rapid jabs starting to land here. Grit on this Bowser Jr. King Gelato's Kirby here, keeping things even for Niagara for the moment, but that air dodge is going to get caught by the up air, and you're seeing a decent amount of stage control here from Grit, and breaking through with that side B is also going to be a critical point to watch for. That side B does so much work for this character in general, and the follow through off of the Mecha Koopa, that's the Bowser Jr. Classic, and that's what we like to see from Grit.
Grit, are you kidding me? I mean, this is looking perfect right now, as now trying to control this ground game. You can see that Kirby wants to land so badly, but there's no safe way to get down. You're forcing air dodges up like 10 feet above the stage. There's no way to touch it. And even when you're able to land, you still feel pressure to jump again because no space is safe right now. As they fully charge the cannonball, the BM right there, but it's a hard read. He's off.
Just all of these projectiles do so much work. That one nearly finding the kill at the back air. The Mecha Koopa will land, the cannonball threatening, and you have so much to keep track of when playing against this character. And you're seeing why it is so difficult and why Grit has had so much success. The mastery of the movement of this character is just something else. Look at the pressure they're applying. They can't find the side B follow-up, but you can tell Gelato right now hunting, looking for any way to get back on the board here and shut down the momentum of Grit.
Oh, yeah, they are. I mean, I don't blame them for taking this so slow, because how can you not? How can you not when look at just how much is going on? It really does feel like Grit is less controlling their own movement perfectly, but they are. But they're also controlling King Gelato's movement. Like, that's why it feels like all of the projectiles are hitting. It's Grit dictating where King Gelato is allowed to stand and then putting a projectile there.
So much for King Gelato to worry about as he can't find the up tilt, the forward air landed instead, down B back to stage, can't get the jab, but the back air should do it, and that is another 3-stock headed in Quinnipiac's favor.
After how close those first 2 games were, I was like very for Quinnipiac because whew, that's not something you want to be doing. You don't want to show weakness at a land like this. And not that it's weakness. I think that was more Niagara stepping up. I mean, some of the performances we saw earlier on were really impressive for Niagara, and it speaks volumes about how much they've come from a brand new roster. However, there's still a long way to go up against the established Titan.
The building blocks are certainly there for a team like Niagara. Like we said, we've seen most of these players, throughout the season grow and get better. And in a critical moment like this, when you have to go up against a veteran team, you have to be able to stand up. And so few teams in the EGF overall have been able to do just that. But we'll have to see if King Gelato, how he adapts here in game number 2. Percents, again, relatively even through this first stock, but this is the point where Grit in game number 1 was able to run away with it. Once they got to these kind of mid-high percents, started to get that control, and once again, it almost feels like a checklist of movement where he goes down the list. He says, okay, you can't recover high, you can't recover low, you're going to be right here, and that is where the down smash comes in to catch the landing and take the first stock.
And now, oh my gosh, forcing the air dodges to the pure pressure. King Gelato does not want to be on the ground. And why would you be? Ground is where the damage starts. Ground is where the combos happen. You don't want to be there. You want to be up in the air where you're safe for the time being. But everyone has to land eventually, and when you do, as you can see, the damage starts to pile on 80% as soon as you landed. Now the soft hit in air leads into the rapid jab at ledge. Is that going to kill? Not quite yet. Not at this percent, but the next one definitely will.
Ooh, clutch catch there, but oh my goodness, he got hit by the up air and it didn't give him the time. These up airs are connecting, but they're not finding the stock quite yet, and he's out of air dodges. King Gelato, nowhere to run from Grit.
They just wait for the landing, and now the extension. Any more than that? No, they don't need that. Like, they know the air dodge is coming, but it doesn't matter, because when King Gelato throws out the air dodge, they're not able to get a lot out of it, and so Grit is able to play that very safe. They just jab, hoping to get hit by the Mecha Koopa. That's not going to happen. Instead, the landing. Ooh, the Mecha Koopa. Looking good so far for King Gelato as they popped up into the air once again, but they can't get the landing. I thought they might have had an opportunity to get a stock right there based on how they were moving, but unfortunately a double 3 stock right there to finish off. Quinnipiac University moving on in dominant fashion.
The Bobcats are the boys to beat right now. They look fantastic with this win over Niagara. Back-to-back 3 stocks for back-to-back players to put this set on ice. They are on to the next round. They will play against the Manhattan Jaspers, who we saw moments ago get that victory over Iona. A big win for them, but that was really, something else to watch. We love to see these teams come out and perform on this stage. Shoutouts to Niagara, though. Really, they were a blast to watch in this set. As we said, watching them go from practically zero, competitive experience to being able to come up to this stage and compete with the number 1 team in the MAAC tournament and one of the top teams in the EGF. It's really fun to watch.
Boshikupa and Red Sol in particular really impressed. Boshikupa with their fantastic punish game, and Red Sol clutching out when no one thought it was possible. They managed to bring back situations I thought were lost. I was like, okay, hop off the ship. Captain doesn't need to go down with the ship. And then Red Sol, no, they just lifted the ship out of the water, Star Wars style.
It was a blast to watch. So Niagara, they fall here. They still have 2 weeks of the regular season to go through to see what they can get done. Excited to see what they have after this tournament. But as we mentioned, Quinnipiac, they got the victory here in a big way. They advanced to the next round. We will see them tomorrow when they play against Manhattan. But, Kilo Miles, we got one more match coming up after a short intermission. It's the defending champs taking the stage to go up against a longtime, rival of this MAAC conference. The Rider Broncos making their first appearance here. It should be a fun one. We'll be right back after this. Don't go anywhere.
Pretty dang. I'm gonna go eat my rice then.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can pull together a quick lunch. Alright, I'll be right back.
Good stuff. Yeah. Honestly, good for Niagara.
Yeah, that was, I felt like, after a season of really just kind of bad luck, I wanted